Hi, everybody, and welcome back. It's Thursday. I don't know how it happened. I just really don't. It feels as though it might be early Tuesday around here. Nevertheless, we're embarking on a weekend already, which is good news, mind you. It's also going to be one with some other good news that will be accompanied by some nice weather, some really nice weather to go along with some Christmas activities. And we're talking about a nice return, a welcome run of some dry and seasonable conditions, maybe even just a bit above. We'll talk about your weather forecast in more detail. Our top headlines tonight include the arrest of a Magoffin County employee charged with trafficking on the job. Another local woman, a female, was arrested as well. It's a report that is just breaking. I'll tell you what I know at this hour. We'll also have some other information pertaining to some indictments returned by Magoffin County grand jury, the ones we can report at this hour, and some other information that we have to pass along before we leave you for this Thursday evening. We'll get to all of that in just a few moments. Only a few things before we do. One of those is the fact that we're still awaiting the word and official identity of two Army pilots who were killed last evening. Two helicopter pilots died when their aircraft crashed near the Fort Campbell base in Tennessee during what was said to be a routine training flight. The two crewmen were aboard a two-seat AH-64D Apache. The helicopter reportedly crashed sometime around 7 o'clock last evening. It was discovered in a field in a rural part of the state near the Cumberland River. It was also said to have been engulfed in flames upon being found. The cause of the crash still has not been determined. It is under investigation by the Army Combat Readiness Center as well as other entities. The names of the pilots have not been released pending formal ID and notification of next of kin. That could take a little while. What will take certainly longer is the determination of the crash. It might take up to 6 months to learn what exactly caused the helicopter to go down. Weather does not appear to have been a factor in the crash. Conditions at the time were said to be clear. Skies were clear, calm, a light wind, good visibility as well. We're still waiting any other information. We may have an update for you before we leave you. I spoke to a friend of mine, a couple actually, a few weeks ago. It was actually just prior to the election, and we were having a conversation about a letter that had been penned and sent to them by our governor-elect Matt Bevin, speaking of his intents to increase their pay. And now there's another legislator which has jumped on that bandwagon, so to speak. The governor, though, back in October, I can remember them telling me, said that he was stating that he was very well aware that their pay was well below what they deserved, and at $5,000, it said below the average of the 7 surrounding states, and that puts them 24th in the state compared to local police agencies. The Kentucky State Police troopers who serve in that capacity, 24th as far as pay is concerned, once again compared to local police agencies across the state. Second, he also penned in that letter saying that the manpower levels are far below what is adequately needed to deliver the service that our citizens and visitors need. He also says that he believes the current level of nearly 875 troopers is insufficient given the expansive road network and population increases that our state has experienced and seen. He promised in that letter that he would do all to change that. Now another individual, actually the judge executive of Lyon County, who is Wade White, has also begun a campaign. He has a website and some video supporting the effect to the same degree, saying that our Kentucky State Police troopers and our correctional officers are employed by the state, obviously, and they are well underpaid. Also citing that correctional officers have a turnover rate of nearly 70%, right at 67% or so, and that Kentucky State Police troopers, reiterating what the governor said, receive the least pay of all 7 bordering states. Someone very close to this desk may have got it wrong a couple of nights ago and then forgotten to mention it completely, I think, last evening. A reminder about an upcoming event. I think I had it listed as Saturday, and it's indeed Monday of this week in Sagersville. The Magoffin County Public Library Book Club is sponsoring an event with hometown author Vivian Ward Crump. A wonderful evening planned with book talk, eggnog, and some holiday cheer as well. If you'd like to join them, do so at the Sagersville Renaissance Building. The correct time, Monday, this coming Monday, 5:30 p.m. That's December the 7th. I think I got that a little backwards. I'll remind you one more time on tomorrow's program. A Magoffin County employee was arrested today. Charges pending related to drug activity on the job. I'll take you to the scene of the Sheriff's Department and the subsequent arrest right after these words. Stay tuned. Speaking via telephone with Magoffin County Sheriff Carson Montgomery, he told me just before sitting down behind the desk that they were still in the booking process of two arrests that reportedly took place after an investigation into numerous complaints about a Magoffin County employee, that of the Magoffin County Road Department, the county garage, if you will, on Route 30, who was believed to be trafficking in a controlled substance while on the job. Receiving numerous reports of trafficking and or drug activity at the county garage on Route 30, he and Sheriff's Deputy Neil Adams pulled into the lot in an unmarked vehicle and sat for a significant period of time today observing, and to the point that he observed a female get out of a car and then approach Mr. Rick Williams, an employee at the county garage. The two then were standing beside his vehicle that he had driven to work when the sheriff says that they watched an illegal drug transaction happen in front of the sheriff and the deputy. The trafficking was said to be in pills at this time, the exact type of which, quantity, things of that nature, per the citation, the arrest citation, and some other information will be included in an update on tomorrow night's program. Deputy Neil Adams was still booking the two individuals right at just about airtime, and they had not been transported to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center as of yet. Also arrested was the female who was there, says the sheriff, to purchase the pills, that being a Misty Salyer. Both were arrested, the charges of which we're still uncertain of, but we'll have an update on tomorrow's program. They were also transported to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. In neighboring Johnson County, words of a job well done. The Johnson County Sheriff's Department wishing to congratulate a fellow deputy whose name has come across this desk several times, Byron Fairchild, who on yesterday was honored with the Governor's Award for Impaired Driving Enforcement. Deputy Fairchild was recognized for outstanding achievement in the apprehension of impaired drivers. Seen to the left here, standing alongside veteran officer Scott Hazlett. Fairchild arrested 45 DUI drivers, the most for the Johnson County Sheriff's Department, between October of 2014 and October of this year. Deputy Fairchild also won the Division 6 award for DUI arrests. And not only did he arrest the greatest number of drunk drivers in Johnson County, but he also arrested the most in the multi-county area of Division 6. And only 6 of these awards are given yearly. And right around the same time that he was being designated with that award, he had made another DUI arrest that will go towards his tally for the next year. 38-year-old Douglas Tackett of Beaver was arrested after a traffic stop in which he was pulled over for improper equipment. I believe it was windows being busted out, maybe some garbage bags being used to cover the opening. Nevertheless, he was ultimately charged per that traffic stop with driving under the influence, failure to wear a seatbelt, theft of a registration plate, failure to maintain insurance, failure to produce an insurance card, no registration plates, no registration receipt, improper equipment, as well as registration and title requirements of a vehicle that is not to be operated on the highway. He's still lodged in the Big Sandy Jail at this time. Indictments released today by Magoffin County Grand Jury is where we'll pick up our other top headlines in just a few moments. Right now, let's pick up tonight's community calendar, brought to you by Magoffin Farm Bureau. Announcement starting off tonight with a birthday wish to Mark Combs. With a lot of love from your mom, Mark, and a whole lot of family and friends. Happy birthday to Mark Combs this Thursday the 3rd. Happy birthday to you. Kevin Wilson is going to be at the Elk Creek Free Will Baptist Church this Saturday. That's this Saturday, mind you. They've got a special singing set for Saturday evening at 6. Everyone is invited to attend the Elk Creek Free Will Baptist Church Saturday at 6 p.m. It says. A couple of other reminders for you real quickly as we make our way on through the calendar. Tomorrow is the day, the one and only day, for the Holiday Wreath Workshop at our Extension office here in Magoffin County. It's all day. You can stop by anytime you want, and for just $10 to register, they'll give you the live greenery and all the materials you need to make your wreath and then take it home with you. Just $10. Bring the kids. Wonderful project and a wonderful result at the end for the Holiday Wreath Workshop. And join our friends at the Sagersville Trinity Full Gospel Church on Burning Fork tomorrow night at 7 for some Christmas skits. Several mini plays set to Christmas music in celebration of the birth, life, death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. That's tomorrow beginning at 7 at Sagersville Trinity Full Gospel. A reminder, the Magoffin County chapter of the Eastern Star meets the first Friday of each month, and that first Friday of this month will be tomorrow. That meeting's set for 7 p.m. East Kentucky Missions will be giving out Christmas gifts, and that's this weekend. That's 10 till noon. It's only 2 hours this Saturday. And they're located by Grover Arnett's office, the Mount Sinai Church of God in downtown Sagersville, right there under the light. Bring your child, come down, get some gifts by courtesy of East Kentucky Missions at the Mount Sinai Church of God. Call Rita if you have any questions, 349-2835. I think that's going to wrap it up for calendar announcements and reminders, except to say that if you've got something you would like to have included on the program, all you have to do is get it to us. We'll tell everyone about it. We do have one funeral service announcement before we go on, and that is for 50-year-old Ronnie Lee Sparks of Jim Arnett Branch, who passed away on Wednesday of this week, the son of the late Henry Lee and Della Gibson Sparks. He's survived by 5 brothers and 3 sisters. Visitation is going to be after 6 o'clock this Saturday, all day Sunday, and then prior to services, they'll start Monday morning at 11. Visitation and services from the Grape Creek Church of God. Burial is going to follow at the Sparks Cemetery on Burning Fork, and the Magoffin County Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. A total of 7, I believe, indictments returned by the sitting Magoffin County Grand Jury as of just earlier this afternoon, 2 of which I can report on this evening, both dealing with 2 men facing similar charges as it relates to a burglary that took place at a Royalton business. Just this past September, the owners of the Royalton Food Mart, a couple of days, the day or 2 after the incident took place, took me on a tour through the store, showing me the damage that was left behind, the items that were taken, and some other information about a burglary that took place at their place of business. It was believed to have been 2 individuals who broke in late one night in the downtown Royalton area, first trying to gain entry into the building by just tearing through a wall on 2 different occasions. The third time, they were able to bust a hole in the wall into the bathroom area, and that's when at least one of them made their way inside and remained so, if my memory serves me correct, 13 to 15 minutes, somewhere in that neighborhood, while the alarms were blaring inside the store behind the counter, taking lottery tickets, change, handgun, cigarettes, tobacco. Several thousands of dollars worth of merchandise were ultimately taken, and an arrest was pending soon thereafter, unbeknownst to the accused. Magoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Neil Adams responded off duty from his residence, I believe it was, and within hours they were able to track down a trail of burnt lottery tickets and other recovered items and other evidence leading them to the identity of 2 individuals. A crash register also was described to us as being just taken from its base and found outside, if I'm not mistaken, and emptied. Nevertheless, 2 individuals were sought for. The arrest took place days later, and now those 2 individuals have officially been indicted. One of them was believed to have been watched on the security system surveillance video for minutes. As I said, well more than 10 minutes, taking various items out to the other individual, passing them through the wall that they had cut in the side or broke in the side of the store. Denver J. Swafford Jr. of Sagersville has been indicted on a charge of burglary in the first degree and criminal mischief in the first degree for the theft at the Royalton Food Mart. His accomplice, says authorities, also indicted on the same and similar charges. That being Ricky H. Fletcher, also indicted on a charge of burglary in the first and criminal mischief in the first, both lodged at this time in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center, where they have been since their initial arrest per this investigation. Now, these are 2 of, I think I said 7 indictments handed down by the sitting Magoffin County Grand Jury. We should be able to report on most, if not all, of the remaining ones on tomorrow's program. Now let's talk about the weather. It's always interesting, not an always welcome topic, but it's always interesting around here. And with the Sagersville Hometown Christmas celebration tomorrow, Saturday, I'm a day ahead. That's not a good thing. Nevertheless, and other activities for the weekend, a lot of focus on that forecast. As you saw tonight, partly cloudy and a low of 25. We're at 36 and falling right now if you're catching the early show. I've got a wind about 4 miles per hour out of the west becoming calm. We'll see 50 degrees and some sunshine tomorrow and a low of 24. Clear skies start to finish. pretty much average. I mean, and clear and calm, which is nice, but average as far as temperatures are concerned. Seasonal, maybe even closer to that mark on Saturday. A high of, I think we here in the viewing area will be very close to 60, with a low of still in the mid-20s at best for 24 degrees for Saturday night's low. But sunny, clear, and calm, and just a beautiful day to come down to downtown Sayersville and enjoy the celebration. They're talking the parade up really good, from what I understand, with a lot of floats and participation. You'll be able to find some caroling, some hot chocolate, and I'm sure just a lot of folks who like to spend a little holiday cheer with you, help you spread it. Sunday, another nice day in the neighborhood, still 60, actually maybe even a bit better than 60 degrees, and that is going to be sunny, clear, calm. We have a slight chance, maybe 30% of some showers like 3 a.m. Monday, and then a 20% chance of those showers up until about 4 o'clock Monday afternoon. With that next boundary, we'll see 51 degrees, some cooler air. That precipitation is not going to be heavy, and it's not going to stick around long, and then we'll be back to clear and calm conditions and cool for the next, for the remaining part of your forecast. Tuesday, 52, mostly sunny. Wednesday, 56, sunny. A few clouds above late that night. Nothing harsh to speak of. A low of 36 degrees. Nothing harsh there either, really. And Thursday of next week, I've got 58 and sunny. So all in all, pretty nice forecast with very, very little room to complain, if any. And in closing, as for myself, I am missing out on a little opening season basketball this week, in light of the fact that it's off to the Nutcracker I go for one last evening tonight. We'll be getting caught up on some high school basketball action in the coming days and keeping you up to date on the schedule. More than likely, we'll see a few folks maybe over at the MAC tonight. I hope to see all of you back here tomorrow night, an update on the county employee arrested on trafficking charges and some other news we're working on that, as always, you're guaranteed to only see with me. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.